Hey, so do you remember how it was like a huge international incident
Life's end.
that
Isn't it beautiful?
that one facility
It's
was
almost
destroyed with those
tragic.
things?
When life ends, it gives off a final lingering aroma. Light is but a farewell
Honestly, my
gift when the
biggest issue with
darkness
that is that where
devours
she's
under what
standing, she
died.
couldn't possibly have aimed at the facility.
I've been waiting,
She
Snake,
had no
for a
vantage point.
long time. Waiting for your birth, your growth, and the finality of today.
Boss, why are you doing this?
Like, you straight up
Why?
can't see Groznygrad from here.
To make the world one again.
Huh.
The world used to be whole.
She accounted for
But with the
missile
end of the
drop.
Second World War, the philosophers began to fight amongst themselves, and the world was torn apart. The Cobras, my comrades who trained and fought alongside me,
No
were
dash.
torn apart as well.
You
The
know
foibles of
why Ocelot
politics and a
can
march of
ricochet
time can turn
bullets?
friends
He
into
got it from
enemies
his mum.
just as easily as the wind
She
changes.
ricocheted the missile.
Ridiculous, isn't it? Yesterday's ally becomes today's opposition. And this Cold War? Think back. When I was leading the Cobras, America and Russia were fighting together. Now, consider whether America and Russia will still be enemies in the 21st century.
About that.
Somehow I doubt it. Enemies change along with the times, the flow of the ages. And we
We switched
soldiers
over
are
to Russia.
forced to
We
play
switched over to
along.
China for a while, but now we're kind of back on the Russians.
I didn't raise you and shape you into the man you are today, just so we could face each other in battle. A soldier's skills aren't meant to be used to hurt friends. So then what is an enemy? Is there such a thing as an absolute timeless enemy? There
I
is
like
no
how that
such
wasn't
thing, and
Kojima
never
trying to make
has
a
been.
prediction. He was just basing that on
And
the
the
fact that he
reason is there are
knew
enemies in
America and
human
Russia
beings
weren't at
like
war
us.
in the early
They can only
2000s.
be our enemies in relative terms. The world must be made whole again. The philosophers must be reunited. I will devote my skills to that purpose. And with the Colonel's money, I will achieve that end. Just as I once created the Cobras. They are my family. I may no longer be able to bear children, but I still have a family.
Boss, there
It
is
was
a
November 1st,
world of difference between
1951.
building a specialized
I was in the
spec
Nevada
ops unit of
desert
freaks
participating in atomic
and
testing.
creating the Illuminati. Those are very different
The
things.
name Nevada is derived from Spanish. Covered in snow, white as snow. And snow is exactly what I saw in that Nevada desert. It froze my blood white. Snake, you were an atomic test subject, weren't you? On Bikini Atoll. That's part of the reason I was drawn
I've
to
never
you.
looked into that.
You and I are
What was the
alike.
deal with Bikini Atoll? Was he
We're
just
both
in the
slowly
vicinity, or was he
being
like
eaten
specifically
away
told
by
to
the
be there?
karma of others. We'll never have the chance to die peacefully of old age. We have no tomorrow. But we can still have hope for the future.
We won't have a chance to die of old
In
age. About
1960,
that.
I saw a vision of the ideal future from space. 3 years earlier, the Soviet Union had succeeded in launching Sputnik, the first man-made satellite in history, into orbit. This came as a huge shock to the United States. In
Now,
response,
admittedly, he
America
doesn't die
threw everything
peacefully,
it
but he
had
makes it
into
all
its
the way to
own
like,
manned spaceflight
what, like
project, the
88?
Mercury program. Even as the Soviets seemed poised to send their first man into space, America was still experimenting with chimpanzees and rockets. The government wanted human data. So they secretly decided to send a human being into
Well,
space.
one of them was Venom.
I was the
Unless you're
one they
talking about
chose.
5, where he ends up in a coma.
At the time, they didn't have the technology to block out cosmic rays, and whoever they sent up would inevitably be exposed to heavy radiation. That's why they chose me.
Yeah, but he
After
wasn't
all,
in one
I've
of
already
those.
been irradiated once. Of course, you won't find
In Metal
any
Gear
of this
1,
in
it
the
was
history
Venom.
books. I could see the planet as it appeared from space. That's when it finally hit me. Space exploration is nothing but another game in the power struggle between the US and the USSR. Politics, economics, the arms race, they're all just arenas for meaningless competition. I'm sure you can see that, but the Earth itself has no boundaries. No East, no West, no Cold War. And the irony of it is, the United States and the Soviet Union are spending billions on their space programs and the missile race, only to arrive at the same conclusion. In the 21st century, everyone will be able to see that we are all just inhabitants of a little celestial body called Earth. A world without communism
I
or
get what she's
capitalism.
going for,
That is
but
the
it
world I
occurs to
wanted
me,
to see.
the... Oh, drop my controller.
But reality
The
continued
world
to betray
does
me.
have natural borders. It has continents and land masses
In
separated by huge
1961,
bodies of
I
water
was sent
and
to
mountains.
Cuba, to Bahia de Cochinos.
And a lot of countries are built along those
It
natural
was part of a
borders.
CIA-sponsored invasion under the guise of taking Cuban exiles back to their country. But the US government betrayed them. Our weak-kneed president held back their air support. Defenseless, the exiles were annihilated by the Cuban army. All I could do was watch in silence. I was set up by the very country I'd sacrificed so much for, by the very government I dedicated my life to defending. I was driven from the surface world, and I went underground. Then, 2 years ago, I faced the Sorrow, my old comrade in battle. He was my friend.
Oh, that was the secret
But one of us
mission
had to die.
that she talked about, where she left
I was left with no
Snake.
choice.
She was involved in the Bay of Pigs
The
invasion.
Sorrow gave his life for me. There
Or
is
she
no
might have been
enmity
referring
between
to the
us.
Sorrow.
One must live.
It was
and
one or
must
the other.
die. That was the mission. The ones who gave me that mission were the philosophers. Early in the 20th century, the true holders of power in the United States, the Republic of China, and the newly formed Soviet Union gathered together in a secret meeting that would later be known as the Wise Men's Committee. The secret pact they formed there marked the beginning of the philosophers. But the last of the original members died in the 1930s. After that, the organization began to run out of control, and the Wise Men's Committee degenerated into a mere shell of its former self. The philosophers of today have no sense of good or evil. Their influence extends to countries and organizations involved in every aspect of every war. They have become war itself. That's how they operate. The sacrifices of war cause a shift in the times. This shift leads to renewed conflict, and in turn triggers the next war. Like a nuclear chain reaction, each conflict sparks countless others, forming an endless spiral that will continue on for eternity. Do you understand what I'm saying, Snake? By consuming me and you, the philosophers intend to keep that cycle going forever. It was my father who explained all of this to
Oh, you
me.
can actually see her in the picture. Like, there's a little girl standing next
He
to his
was one
leg.
of them. You see, I am the last remaining child of the philosophers. But after he revealed the truth, my father was killed by that same shapeless, formless organization. And my father isn't the only thing the philosophers have taken from me. In June of 1944, the Cobras and I took part in the landing at Normandy. We'd been given a top-secret mission to locate and destroy enemy V-2 rocket installations. I was pregnant at the time. The Sorrow was the father. I gave birth on the field of battle. A beautiful baby boy.
I
But my child was
We've talked
snatched away
before
from
about
me
how we never
by the
got the
philosophers.
World War II boss game, but like you'd have to do Normandy because that's the big, like that's the huge part of the conflict.
Look at
That's
this scar.
where all the cool stuff happens.
This is proof that I was once a mother.
But she would have been like 7 months pregnant.
I gave up my body and my child for my country. There is nothing left inside me now. Nothing at all. No hatred, not even regret. And yet sometimes at night, I can still feel the pain creeping up inside me, slithering through my body like a snake. I've never talked this much about myself before. Thanks. Thanks for listening to me.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but the baby is
I
kicking.
feel content. Snake, commence the operation. I raised you. I loved you. I've given you weapons, taught you techniques, endowed you with knowledge. There is nothing more for me to give you. All that's left for you to take is my life, by your own hand. One must die, and one must live. No victory, no defeat. The survivor will carry on the fight. It is our
So,
destiny.
I don't know where to find them, but I know
One
that there
who
are three
survives will
white
inherit
snakes
the
in this
title
area,
of boss,
and they have the names
And the one who
Solid,
inherits the
Liquid,
title of
and I
boss
think Solidus.
will face an existence of
I think it's all
endless
three of the
battle.
clones.
I'll give you 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, MiGs will come and bomb the hell out of this place. If you can beat me in less than 10 minutes, you'll be able to escape in time. Let's make this the greatest 10 minutes of our lives, Jack.
Boss.
You're a soldier. Finish your mission. Prove your loyalty.
Right now, I gotta remember how to do the CQCs.
Let's see what you're made of.
Damn it. I think when you see the exclamation mark, you're supposed to press the
Heads
action
up,
button,
Snake.
but I can never get it to work. Alright, let's fix ourselves up. Oh, the camera can't be changed. Like, you actually can't change the camera rotation at all. When you're... The two camera modes, you can only use the original for this fight. Alright, let's switch up our camo. Oh, well, I might as well use this. It's not only the most effective, but it reduces how much damage I take. Imagine fighting out with the scientist uniform. Can't even use your weapons. Or CQC. Okay.
Snake, it's time to complete your final mission. This is where you fulfill your loyalty to your country, and perhaps to her as well. You must defeat the boss. The firepower of that Patriot pistol the boss is using is beyond compare. In a straight shootout, you'd lose every time. Your first concern
The
should
fucking
be to hide yourself
audacity
while
to call
using
that a pistol.
camouflage. Maneuver towards the boss's blind side, wait for an opening, and attack her with a gun or CQC.
Snake, it's all over if you lose sight of the boss. Don't let those falling flower petals confuse you. Snake, that's an MAZ-535, a Soviet-built...
Yeah, you're a bit behind, Siggett.
Snake, that's an MAZ-535, a Soviet-built
It's really
8-axle
not.
tractor truck. Snake.
Okay, Siggett's broken. I think the robot's AI has failed. Well, there's a snake there. Let's see what we got. No, just a regular green python. There she is.
Where did you go? I found you. Here I come.
Okay. I need to look this up.
Heads up, Snake.
Dash, can you tell me how... Can you look up for me what the mechanic is with her CQC? Because as far as I know, you have to press the action button when you see the exclamation mark, but it doesn't seem to be working.
Found you.
Fuck. Oh, god, circle. Okay.
Move or you're dead.
Yeah, that's what's been throwing me off all these years. Maybe if I switch to... No, just stick with stalking.
Damn.
Oh shit, I'm out. Alright, time to just shoot her point blank with a sniper rifle.
Nice try.
Shit.
Move or you're dead. He's gone. What's that? He's gone.
Okay, I'm hitting the circle button.
Heads up, Snake. 5 more minutes. Too bright. gotten stronger.
Oh, I knocked it down. Shit. Says you have to wait for the swoosh
See
sound.
what you're made of.
Nope. Just timed that.
You better run.
Nope.
He's gone. I found you. Here I come.
When she reaches you.
Come.
There we go. Got it.
You're better than I remember.
I see. So there's different animations.
He's gone.
Alright, she's coming. Got her. Let's have a look at that before we lose our chance. Provides the ultimate cover in any environment. Hey Dash, I'd say that was a pretty clean boss fight.
Take this. Keep it safe. It's our only hope.
A patriot? Why are you giving me this?
Jack. Or should I say, Snake? You're a wonderful man. Kill me. Kill me now. Do it. There's only room for one boss and one snake.
And this is the part where everyone who would put their controller down is like, is something gonna happen? And they accidentally press any button. Or not, actually. It is actually still a cutscene. Did I unplug my controller? Oh, there it is. That was weird. You normally press a button to kill her, don't you? I was pressing every button. It wasn't working. I pressed it. I pressed square. Maybe I didn't press it hard enough. Like I didn't apply enough pressure. So, what's the explanation for this part? Like the flowers and the scar. You know what? God damn it. You're right, Dash, nano machines. No, I should have said, who cares? It doesn't need explaining. It really does not need explaining. It was better when you didn't explain it, Kojima.
Ready to go, Snake?
That motherfucker. Okay, Gid didn't know. He's just
Are you okay?
tagged me because of the fucking Kingdom Hearts announcement.
Snake?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dash? Other than, like, did it? I didn't even notice. Was it bad? What happened?
I told you you could trust me.
Oh, yeah, I think I heard about that on the website, that, like, a plane fails to render, but I didn't realize it was the Wii. I'll have to see that in the playback.
Snake!
Ugh, immersion broken.
Ocelot!
We're not done yet.
Too heavy!
So apparently in like the last week, Ocelot's just been practicing his judo. I can think of someone,
Try to
yeah.
remember some of the basics of CQC.
Oh, that's her now. Are we? Well, it is. It did lose an engine, but like seriously, we can't have even a single extra person in Wii. It's pretty crap playing. All according to Snake Kaku. If you hadn't taken out my eye earlier, I would have won. You would have won.
It doesn't feel right to shoot an unarmed man. But I'll get over it.
Eva!
What do you say to one last showdown?
Yeah, all right.
I think their clothes might be glitching out. I don't remember it being this jagged. Like the wind effect. Oh, okay. Dash, I don't remember which gun it was in to begin with. I knew how to solve that, because at one point he puts it behind his back and you have to actually let go of R1, because then it gives you a camera view of behind him.
What's your name?
Snake.
No. Not that name. You're not a snake, and I'm not an
Left has the
ocelot.
bullet. Okay.
We're men with names. My name is Adamska. What's yours?
John.
Very well, John. Plain name. But I won't forget it.
Yeah.
Come on!
So I can pick one or the other. I'm gonna take the bullet. I'm gonna take the bullet. We are still hurtling towards a mountain right now. And I'm not going to shoot. I've gotten this far sparing his life. Not that it matters, because I know the bullets are blank.
Looks like your luck has beat mine again. But why didn't you pull the trigger?
I really appreciate that there is, like, I mean, not a crazy amount, but there's quite a few variations to that. Depending on whether you pick the right gun or not, whether you deliberately miss, whether you hit him, whether you don't
Till we
fire.
meet again, John.
So I can pretty much put the controller down, except for one specific moment where I will need it. So I think now they're going to give us a shot of Groznygrad, because... No?
Oh no, Migs! There's no way out! What are we gonna do?
We've come too far to let them stop us now. Those things have got to be armed.
It's no use. There's no way we can outmaneuver them. They're gonna shoot us down. We were so close.
Weapon systems on.
Locked on target. I got tone.
You were great, Eva.
Huh?
Thanks.
Bulk 19, this is Control. Stand by for a direct order from the chairman. Bulk 19, return to base immediately. Do you read me? This is a direct order from Comrade Khrushchev. Return to base immediately. Bulk 19, do you copy? Understood. Aborting mission. RTB.
Look! The Migs are turning back! Woo!
Well done, Snake.
The MiGs disengaged.
Most likely under orders from Khrushchev.
Is this his way of helping us?
Who knows? Maybe he didn't want things to get messier than they already are. Or maybe he just wanted us to owe him one. The important thing is, you made it out alive. As long as Khrushchev is with us, I don't think they'll be coming after you. It should be smooth sailing all the way to Alaska. I'm sending someone out to Galena Base to meet you.
To meet me?
The DCI and the President himself are waiting at Langley. Don't keep them waiting.
Huh. We're actually going to Alaska. I never noticed that before. It doesn't mean a whole lot, but like it's just interesting considering that's where the first game takes place. Well, MGS1, I mean. Welcome back, Chibi. You had a long lunch. That was like 2 hours ago. Yeah. I just mean like just because Alaska's significant within this series because of MGS1. Oh, wow. Chibi came back just in time for the loots. That's impressive.
So
Timed that
what do you
perfectly.
do now? Go back to the KGB?
What do you want me to do?
Did you ever think about coming back to America?
I can't go back.
Yes,
I've
Secret
left America
Theater. We're also going to watch Secret Theater, Chibi.
But you saved this country.
I didn't do it alone.
And I still owe you a dinner.
Is that part of your mission too? Or is it an order? Or is it an invitation? Or a proposal? I don't take orders from anyone now.
And they really had this whole lodge to themselves, and they just did it on the floor. I've just got this vision in my head. I've just got this vision in my head, Dash, of like that tiger, the one that's on the floor, the leopard print, the tiger print, of its ghost watching this and just screaming.
Forgive me, Snake.
Good morning, Snake. I hope you slept well. First of all,
I have to apologize. I wasn't sent by Khrushchev. I'm not a KGB spy, and I never worked for the NSA.
I'm an agent of the People's Republic of China for the General HQ 2nd Department of the People's Liberation Army. It was all a lie. I tricked you. And I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're like, I'll never trust again.
The philosophers still exist in China, too. You see, my mission was to find out where Volgan was hiding the philosopher's legacy and steal it. So I infiltrated his base as a KGB spy. The 2 NSA codebreakers who defected in 1960 were actually both men.
Which our side should definitely have known
never
about.
Showed up at the meeting place, saving me the trouble of having to eliminate him. I sneaked in by pretending I was Eva. And you and Sokolov and Volgan, you all believed me. The philosopher's legacy was originally held in common between the US, Soviet Union, and China. We couldn't let the Russians and the Americans take it all for themselves. The Chinese government had its eye on the legacy, too. I got the film containing the legacy, and also the nuclear missile launch data from the Shagohod. 5 years ago, the Soviet Union stopped supplying us with nuclear weapons technology. Since then, China's Liaodong easing, hydrogen bomb, and space rocket projects have fallen behind. But with this data, our country will be able to develop its own nukes. We'll create a deterrent force to rival those of the US and Soviet Union. Everything has gone according to plan, thanks to your help.
China arguably doesn't need it, since the two sides are focused on each other.
I'm an agent of the philosophers, a graduate of one of their charm schools. I was raised in a joint US-Soviet-Chinese facility to become a sleeper agent. This was before the war. Back then, they were collecting children from all over the world. As a result, I'm indistinguishable from a native-born American. So it didn't surprise me when you and Volgan couldn't tell the difference. But she knew right from the beginning. She knew because before the war, she was at one of the philosopher's schools too, as an instructor. The boss was the only one I couldn't fool. She was the only one who knew I was a fake. She told me everything. Why did she open her heart to me like that? At the time, I couldn't understand it. But now, I think I do. Snake. She wanted you to know the truth. She chose me to tell you. That's why she saved my life. I've lied to you so many times, but not this time. My orders from the government were to obtain the legacy. And to eliminate everyone who knew the truth about what happened. In other words, I'm supposed to kill you. But I can't do it. Not because we loved each other. And not because you saved my life. But because I made a promise to the boss. And I intend to keep it. I just wanted you to know. And you have to live.
Yeah, unfortunately you did. We had a pretty solid boss fight.
Snake, listen to me. She didn't betray
Bolgan
the
was
United
fun,
States.
and all his iterations.
No. Far from it. She was a hero who died for her country.
Yeah,
She
you still
carried
got
out
secret
her mission
theater.
knowing full well what was going to happen. Self-sacrifice. Because that was her duty.
I'm holding it the whole time. Literally have not let go of it in like the last 20 minutes.
You are above even the boss. I hereby award you the title of Big Boss.
Look at all these goobers. All these low poly models.
You are a true patriot.
You know, we could use an infiltration unit like Fox in the army. Someone like him to handle our top secret sneaking missions for us. A man who combines the qualities of a soldier and an agent.
The boss's defection was a ruse set up by the U.S. government. It was all a big drama staged by
Yeah, I've
Washington
heard
so they could
people
get their
say
hands
that
on
like
the philosopher's legacy.
the other prequels were pretty
And the
unnecessary
boss
because you can
was
see
the
the
star
direct
of the
line
show.
from this
They
scene all the
planned
way
it so
up
that they
to
could get the legacy that
the original
Colonel
Metal
Volgin
Gears.
inherited and destroy the Shagohod
I don't
at the
agree with
same
that. I
time.
do think that
Only a
there's
legendary
good stuff
hero like the
in
boss could have
those
earned
other
Volgin's
games,
trust.
but
Finding
you
out
you
where
could have
the
gotten away with
philosopher's
not doing
legacy
them.
was hidden was to be her greatest mission. Everything was going according to plan. But then something happened that no one could have predicted. Colonel Volgin fired an American-made nuclear warhead at Sokolov's research facility. Khrushchev demanded that the U.S. government
Yeah, he
provide
really
proof
fucked
that it
everything
wasn't
up, didn't he?
involved. They couldn't just abort the operation to steal the legacy.
Things would have played out very
So
differently
the
for like the
operation
entire
itself was
series if not for
greatly
that one
expanded and
nuke.
revised. The authorities in Washington knew that in order to prove its innocence, they'd have to get rid of the boss. And that one of their own would have to do the job. The public couldn't be allowed to
So what
find
I
out
mean is,
about it.
Dash,
Not ever.
specifically a big focus
This, they
of the
concluded, would be the
prequels
best
is
way to
showing
keep the
Big
whole
Boss
thing
going
under
from the
wraps.
hero to the villain, and their argument
boss wouldn't be
was
allowed
you
to
don't
come
need to
back
do
alive.
that. You can see it just in his
And she
eyes in
wouldn't
that
be allowed to
meeting
kill
of like
herself.
he would kill every
Her life
motherfucker in that room
by her most
if he was
beloved
inclined.
disciple. That was the way the government wanted it. That was the mission she was given, and she had no choice but to carry it out. Her death at your hands was a duty she had to fulfill. Out of duty, she turned her back on her own comrades. A lesser woman would have been crushed by such a burden. The taint of disgrace will follow her to her grave. Future generations will revile her. In America as a despicable traitor with no sense of honor. And in Russia as a monster who unleashed a nuclear catastrophe. She will go down in official history as a war criminal. And no one will ever understand her.
F to pay respects. F's in the chat.
Mission. And like a true soldier, she saw it through to the end. But I think she wanted you, of all people.
God, that is really
to
that
know the
game's
truth.
legacy, isn't it? That particular Call of Duty. No one talks about anything else with it other than that really terrible scene.
In your memory. Not as a soldier, but as a woman. But she was forbidden to tell you herself. And that's why she told me. Snake, history will never know what she did. No one will ever learn the truth. Her story, her debriefing, will endure only in your heart. Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
So, I have a slight story to tell with this. Are they here? I might have missed them. 1964, Khrushchev is ousted from power. Brezhnev becomes the first secretary of the Communist Party. China conducts its first successful nuclear test. Sigurd joins ARPA. So he helped invent the internet, if I'm understanding that right. US government conducted surgery, emergency medical treatment. Ava disappears without a trace. Paramedic establishes the first paramedic system. Major Zero disbands Fox. United States accumulates the remainder of the legacy. Changes its name to the Patriots. Big Boss establishes Foxhand. In 1972, Les Enfants Terribles. I cannot pronounce that properly. I get it wrong every time. But no, what I was going to say was, when I was like, this would have been like within the first couple of years of the game's coming out. Might even be the first time I played it. But I was playing it on the PS2 in the living room, and I got to that final scene where he's like saluting over the grave. And my mother comes in and she watches for like 30 seconds and she says, "What is this crap you're watching?" And for some reason, I still remember that 20 years later. You don't understand, Mom. It's beautiful. Alright, you cannot skip this, unfortunately. I mean, the song's good, it's just, I'm kind of hoping to get to the final script conversation. Because I think this is just the main theme for this game.
Yes, Grozny Grad and the Granin Research Facility have both been wiped out without a trace. I understand, sir, but they were necessary sacrifices. Yes, the CIA has taken care of the boss themselves. I believe the White House will be satisfied. Khrushchev is finished. Your time has finally arrived. Yes, the American president is relying on us to keep a lid on the whole affair. We've got him by the balls. It should make a valuable trump card in future negotiations. Yes, Chief Director, of course. I'll keep the KGB informed.
Alright, I forgot he's having 2 secret conversations. Because he's betraying everyone simultaneously. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's me. The boss has accomplished her mission. The philosopher's legacy is now safely with us, in America's hands. With this money, yes, the philosophers can finally be revived. The film we handed the Chinese was a fake. Peking must be in an uproar right about now. I'm afraid so. Only half the money has made it back to the United States. The KGB must still have part of the legacy. Yes, the weapon has been reduced to ashes. That's right. Grozny Grad has been obliterated by the Davy Crockett we brought in as well. Yes, that was the boss's work too. Speaking of which, I've obtained something from Granin that you might find interesting. It's a revolutionary new nuclear attack system. Perhaps it might just come in handy someday. Yes, we have Snake to thank for that. Khrushchev believed it as well. Yes, they bought our story. I don't think they'll be making a fuss. The secondary alert has been lifted as well. And the Soviets still haven't discovered my true identity. They have no idea that I've been triple-crossing them. I will continue my activities as a contact for the new government. Yes, it appears that no one knew that I was Adam.
Damn. We never figured out that Ademska was Adam.
I'm always at the CIA's disposal, Mr. Director.
So he's talking to Zero in that phone call, right? He calls him Mr. Director, but he means the Major. Alright, so what do we got? 13 hours, saved 13 times, 8 continues, 45 alert phases, killed 115 people, allegedly. Total damage, 14 life bars. We only used 2 healing items. 72 meals eaten. We didn't use any special items. What did I get? We got the Patriot, the camera, the green face paint, tuxedo. We already had those. Oh, really? Huh. You mean Hot Cold Man? Oh, I think we were talking about in the Discord earlier. So I don't know if you missed it, Dash. Gid asked me, is like, is Death Stranding the one that has Hot Cold Man? And I said, no, that's Peace Walker. You're thinking of Die Hard Man.